Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream. I am Alex Florez, aka Kamasazi, joined here in voice, mind, body, soul, heart. Did I say mind already? Visage, and I'm losing track of the titles here. By Lucas is right. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Good. We missed you on Wednesday. We had fun with Cody though. We had a good time. Was that Wednesday? No,
I think it was.
Was it Wednesday?
Saturday. No, it was last Saturday.
It was Saturday. Wednesday, I wasn't feeling good. That's what it was.
I haven't been here for a week. No wonder I felt like I was so deprived.
All right. Alex in a hat. Alex in a hat means that Alex didn't have time to take a shower this morning, and it means stinky Alex. That's what that means.
Oh.
No, sometimes I just wear the hat because I feel like it. But it usually means that my hair is doing something wild. And I need a haircut. That's what I need. I've spent enough time with the shaggy, wild hair, and I kind of want my hair to not be so shaggy and wild. So
that's fair. I feel like that's fair.
Gonna get a haircut soon. Anyway, quick news. I mean, there's lots of stuff going on. It's still the middle of the off season, so there's all sorts of things happening. But if you're a landowner, the Polygon Land Bridge is doing stuff. We got a new staking pool exclusive for landowners. You get a multiplier based on the number of lands you have. If you didn't already migrate your land to Polygon, that 10 sand reward for each land you migrate is still up. And the percentage, because this is a more exclusive pool, the reward percentage is a good bit higher than the other liquidity pools right now.
It's at like 197% last time I checked.
Yeah, it was a little bit over 200 last time I looked. So the percentage does go down, and the more people stake into it. But not financial advice. I don't know this for sure. I doubt it will go as low of an APR as the other pools, just because it's more exclusive. There's fewer people who can get in.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm looking into my account right now because you better believe that I'm involved with this. Yeah, it's 197.06% APR right now.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous and makes me smile even more than normal.
If that number holds, and it started up more than that. Like when people first started joining in, it was like 2,000 APR. that quickly goes down. I was the very first person to stake in the original staking pool. I think before, not the liquidity pool, but the original sand staking pool, before it was actually live. Like I could see it before other people could do it. So when I staked, I actually didn't get any rewards because the rewards weren't active yet. But I had like a 5 million % APR or something like that. I took a screenshot. It was a ridiculous number, and I got 0 sand for that just because the rewards weren't active. I jumped the gun. But yeah, as soon as people started staking in, like that number does go down. But that's still, you make a savings account and it's like a 0.03% APR. It's like you put in $100 and they give you 3 cents at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right? It's like, what's the point? What, like, other than being secure, more or less, and being FDIC insured, what is the point of a savings account anymore? Like,
it actually decreases in value. This is, once again, not financial advice, but due to inflationary rates and the percentage yield of the average savings account, you're actually, if you put $100 in, at the end of the year, you still have like $100, but it's worth less.
Yeah.
So stuff like this is a legitimate godsend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a fan, is what I'm saying right now.
do your own research. And this doesn't mean you have to stake in sand. I mean, if smart investments in the stock market or putting that money towards helping a friend's business grow or something. I mean, it's good to have money in savings for you to use, but you just think of it as like instead of thinking of a savings account as an investment, it's not. It's just a wallet.
It's a place to hold things.
It's a bag of holding for your money.
So when I first got into the land staking pool, my APR was, when I first got in, was at 8.26,000%.
Yeah, and for those few hours, like, you're just raking in sand. I mean,
yeah.
I've been staked in the pool for when was this announced? Well, this was announced on the 29th, which was 2 days ago, right? I feel like it's been open since before this tweet came out. I think it was open a few days before that.
Yeah, it was on the 22nd. It opened on 9/22.
Okay. Oh, I think they're just reminding people. So this is an older announcement. Yeah. The not having like a normal stream for like a whole week is messing with my news cycle here. But the that amount cannot go negative. Somebody asked.
Yeah, I was just
Can interest rate taking go into negative? No, it just gets. It's not getting smaller because it's subtracting something. It's getting smaller because it's dividing more. Mm-hmm. So just like you can never divide a number so much that it goes negative. You have to subtract it. It's not subtracting, it's dividing. So it's your slice of the pie. And the slices are getting thinner, but there's still 200% APR or 190% APR is ridiculous. Like you just stake for a couple days and it's like, here's 10 sand just for doing it. Like, yeah. Anyway, that's cool. So what we're going to do today, we had played on the Thursday Alpha season roundup stream. Is that what we call it? I don't know. I don't remember what we call that, the Thursday stream. Panda, Joe, and I. Well, it was mostly Panda and Joe. I was just kind of there. Panda and Joe did a dramatic reading of Missing Parts Chapter 1.
It was wonderful. I popped in for a few minutes.
So much fun. Lord. It was hilarious. Lord. It was hilarious and inappropriate and all sorts of amazing things. We were trying to figure out the arrangement of this love triangle and psychoanalyzing the characters, and the issue that we have with it being a speedrun season is that everybody wants to spam me, and I think it was Ice Pilot who did the math. Lucas is surprisingly low today.
What?
I can turn
low as in deep. Who said that? I'm not seeing that in the chat.
I turned you up a little bit. So Ice Pilot, speaking of Ice Pilot, who's the one who said that Lucas is surprisingly low today, I think it was Ice Pilot, did the math and said that there's over 1,000 E-taps if you play through Missing Parts. It's something ridiculous.
You'll find it if you'd like. I'm in the chat where he was talking about that.
Yeah, I think that was in Conrad's chat. Ice Pilot says 1,140 clicks just for the main quest. There are some side quests in there. Was there a difference? There's some branching paths, I believe. There's a couple of conversations that could go one way or another way, and I don't know if it makes a difference. Absolutely ridiculous. So Ice Pilot, you'll find that game's just not for you if you don't like it. Not all games are going to be for everybody. So Ice Pilot, you don't want to play any of the games based on what we do today. We are going to show you how to make something like that, and it's this is great though, because there is I'm not a big reader. I'm a very bad grown up. I was deprived of video games as a kid, and I took my freedom as an adult to play video games instead of reading books. And I have read a lot of books in the past. I just I absorb information and I soothe my ADHD with video games. That's how I self-medicate, right? I don't think that's the right solution, but I would like to get back more into reading. It's just hard to find time to practice that skill. You kind of lose it. I do a lot of reading. It's just on screens. I read a lot of like articles, Wikipedia stuff. I like
audiobooks a lot.
I have like an auditory perception issue where I mishear people all the time. I was just talking to somebody about this. Maybe it was Panda. I mishear people all the time. So I struggle with audiobooks, although I might do okay with that. But just in general, when I read, I tend to skip lines a lot, and I always forget to like have a bookmark to line things up. And it makes it so that way I like jump down 3 lines and then I go back up 4 These are not specific numbers, but just I jump down, I like read ahead accidentally, then I jump back up and I'm not lined up with where I was. So it takes me like multiple tries to get through like one sentence. And so it took me the better part of 12 years to read one novel that I started in college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how bad I am at reading. So it's just, but you can still do amazing things and be successful even if you don't read good. Anyway, some encouragement for my fellow struggling readers. We are going to try to make a visual novel, though. Visual novels are not my cup of tea, really, because it's mostly reading. The reason I play video games, I read subtitles in movies. So the reading subtitles in movies helps me with my inability to understand what people are saying. This is another thing I was telling Panda. I can sing with a song for like 2 decades and not know all the words to the song because I mishear what people are singing, whether it's because they've got like some sort of, it's not an accent thing. Like if somebody has like a British accent or Indian accent or like different foreign accents, I think that makes me listen closer, and I actually tend to not mess up what they're saying as much, I think, but I just jumble words when I hear them. But subtitles, when I was in high school, my girlfriend always had subtitles on TV, and I was like, this is weird. And now I do all the time. And it also means I don't have the volume so loud on the TV when like my kids are asleep or something. So anyway, we're going off in like deep like Alex lore here for no reason. I'm just
There's always a reason. Thank you very much.
I'm just extra talkative today. So the and I read books out loud to my kids every night. We just finished Holes with my oldest a couple months ago. Great book. It's a great book. A great intro to like forgiveness, generational despair, racism. Like it's a great book. It's deep and moving and really child appropriate, and it's a great book. So highly recommend Holes. So read that with my now 7-year-old. She was 6 when we read it. And we just finished Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe last week. And now we're reading The Magician's Nephew. So
I'm currently reading He Who Fights with Monsters, and
I'm on that.
book 5 of the series right now, and I burned my way through 1 through 4. It is very quickly jumped its way into my top 10 of all-time reads, and it's down to 5, and I'm suspecting that by the end of it, it's going to be in the top 3. It's just... Cool. Oh my God, it's so amazing. If you're a gamer in any way, shape, or form, or you like D&D or just fantasy adventures, it's definitely for you.
One of my favorite books from, I guess I read it in high school. And I've only read the second book all the way through. I've never finished the first book. As I was setting up my new office, I saw the books and put them on my shelf, and I was like, I still need to like go back and finish reading the first book. Was Teacups and Sorcery. The series. I don't remember what the first book is called. It might just be called Teacups and Sorcery. And the second book is called One Adventure Hold the Dragon. Okay. And they're written by a guy who I believe has written D&D campaigns.
Okay.
And
Jay Bannister Pierce.
He is not, as far as I know, he has not written the third book in the Teacups and Sorcery series yet, and it kind of ended on a cliffhanger if I remember correctly, and that was at least 15-20 years ago that I got the first book. So wow. I'm not really holding out hope for the conclusion, but they're really funny. It's basically the way people play a D&D campaign but written as a novel, as if they're real characters. So so the way your friends like are like, oh, I'm a giant and I've been blinded, so I'm going to attack this tree like with my bare fists, and I'm gonna like chop it down with punches. That kind of like the goofy things that happen in a D&D campaign, but written as if they're the actual story. It's pretty funny. I enjoy that enjoyed that book a lot. Anyway, we're getting really far afield here with stories. So visual novels are not really my thing when it comes to games. For me, it's the sense of motion. That's why I enjoy like the parkour stuff that we do. I like being able to run and jump and climb and do all the things that I don't do in real life in the video game. Breath of the Wild, being able to climb up almost any surface. I love stuff like that. So we're not going to be making a game that I would necessarily be the audience for. But I think that this is a really valuable thing. If you're a writer and you have stories that you want to tell, this can be a great medium for it in a way that you can, work together with an artist or a level designer to make an expressive world to host this story. And the main thing is the story. It's the dialogue. It's the plot. You can have a narrator. You can have all the different people saying the things that they say. You can have side quests to your story. Like, you don't have to tell a linear story with this. But it's a pretty simple process setting up asker behaviors and quests in the Game Maker. So we're just going to go over that today. It might be far familiar territory for some people, but we're gonna gamify this though.
I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna do an ad lib. Somebody has a question. Alex, the file path you gave last week to fix the downloading asset client bug for Mac does not exist. Can you double check this again? I don't have a Mac to check on. So that was the folder that was told to me. Well, I do have a Mac, but it's not plugged into anything right now, and I've never installed the Game Maker on it. So I don't I can check it later.
My advice for that is I've heard that comment a couple times, and out of the 10 times I've heard somebody say that, 9 of them, they hadn't revealed hidden folders yet.
That's true. So there might be hidden folders, and it might be, you might need to inspect the contents of a package. It might be that the folder is hidden inside the Sandbox app. Because the way Windows executables work is the exe file is oftentimes one of the smaller things in your installation package. It's just the code that runs stuff, and then it goes and reaches out to these folders full of resources, unless they're packaged into the executable. But oftentimes that's not the case with Windows executables. But on Macs, typically they bundle everything into the .app file, which is really just like a folder. And if you like right click on it and you I think it's view contents or something like that. I don't remember what the button is called, but if you right click on it, inspect package, show package, something like that. All the content is stuffed inside this folder that is masquerading as a program. All right. So, we're gonna not launch the Game Maker yet. Actually, no, we do want to launch the Game Maker. So we're gonna do just call this story time. I'm gonna create a space here, and we're gonna do an ad lib.
Jackie Chan says, "Make one character in the story a kleptomaniac."
Oh, that's always me. I always play the rogue that just takes everything. Like, ooh, shiny things.
I was really confused there for a second. I was like, hey, when I was in New York, I did lose my wallet, Alex. Nah, just kidding.
I don't take people's wallets. No, you didn't let me into your hotel room, so that I wasn't able to. But I tried though.
Oh. Good to know, I guess.
So we're using this free. So Mad Libs is like a trademark thing. So I don't think I can actually call this Mad Libs. I can say the word Mad Libs, but we're not using Mad Libs.
Takes. We're
doing Mad Takes here. Madtakes.com. And we're going to fill this out with stuff. So somebody said color red. I think we can do red.
Don't forget to water the cat, says Saved Minds Think Alike.
Don't forget to water the cat. I feel that's
important.
A reference
you can't forget to water the cat.
That sounds like a reference to something that I may have heard before, but it's been too long for me to remember what it what it belongs to. All right, so we're gonna do red here. We're going to actually put in some. We're gonna put in some objects. I see animal, wolf, but yeah, we're going. Okay, I shouldn't have shown the whole list because people are just spamming it with stuff. So we're gonna try to do stuff that's actually like in my inventory here, so we can say it, and that we're gonna put our story together based on this. Okay, so can we add animated holograms? Well, you can make an animated hologram in VoxEdit. You can make glowing figures. We've got stuff like this.
Holograms. Like that. Show the projector. I have that in my inventory, but
the hollow big projector, this one.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
Yeah. So they're not clear. You can't see through them, but they glow.
That's one of the ones I was talking about right there.
Yeah.
The planetary projector.
This one's cool.
Yeah, they're all cool.
Because, well, this one's particularly cool because it has a lot of the animations you can do. It talk, eat, walk, taunt, salute for the animated decorations.
I really like that a lot.
Oh, apparently I'm a Cyberkong.
Nice.
We can throw that in there too. I forgot that I had set that as my avatar. All right, so we are going.
Alex, I think your audio kicked out.
My audio kicked out. I'm still getting levels. Is somebody saying something? Can you not hear me? I hit the slash on my keyboard, which mutes Discord, so everybody else could hear me but you.
Oh, okay, cool. I was very confused.
Lee Newman says I should use one of my vegetables.
Also, I think I'm frozen on the screen. I'm definitely dancing.
Now you are. Please resubmit the form. What form?
What form?
Yeah, we didn't do a form.
We might do a form eventually.
Yeah. You're not frozen, Lucas, just really good at standing still.
I'm the best.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to try to use items that are actually in my inventory here. And that will help us put together this Mad Lib. So we need a superlative ending in est. So somebody did say a word earlier for that.
What?
I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what a superlative is.
Show package contents is the thing you're looking for on Mac OS. That was the thing I was looking for. I'm not sure if you need to do that to find the hidden folders for the sandbox, but we'll take a look at that some other time.
Superlative. Is it something that's exaggerated?
Kind of. Well, then it's like just yeah, it's like an adjective. But yeah. So Hunter Devek said sexiest and biggest. Albuvium said
why not both?
Nice nest. I think you mean nicest. Is there a form? Not yet. Not yet. You're gonna have to wait. Evilist. Ooh, I like Evilist. Let's go with Evilist. All right. Then we need an adjective. So an adjective is a description of a noun. So like, I guess red is technically an adjective, but we already did red as a color. So you would typically adjectives end in a Y. Badly is an adverb.
Ready
is an adjective. Ice cream is not an adjective. Snug is an adjective.
No.
So badly would describe a verb. Like he did that badly. Sweet. I think so snug. Snug was I think the first adjective that was said. We'll do snug. I regret this one. Body part, plural. So, let's keep it PG here. Adverbs end in an ly. Adjectives end in a y.
Ooh, you said
feet.
Body part?
Feet. Hunter
Tailbone.
DevX says feet. It needs to be plural, so it'd be tailbones.
Yep, I have 2. Perfect.
All right. First plural body part was feet. Mr. Dangerous 99 says figs. I don't know what a fig is, but I don't have 2 of them. All right, we do need a body part that does not need to be plural. To be singular.
Tailbone. For all of you out there that have 1.
Tailbone. We can do tailbone. Somebody, the Nils 2050 says, "Hey Alex, for what I can use the ambassador shield on the Polygon network?" So,
I think they mean the Alpha Shield.
Yeah. The Alpha Shield is the no assets for the sandbox are on Polygon yet. That's we're working towards that. It should be very soon. But none of the sandbox assets are on Polygon yet. But that migration is going to happen soon. Not as an automatic one. You'll need to migrate them. There may be a reward for that. I'm not sure. So we'll see. Belly button. No, we're doing tailbone. we do need a noun though. So let's get a noun from the objects in my inventory here.
Before we do that, Kakashi over on Twitch says, "Beautiful jacked Giga Chad chest." And I mean, they already did an ad lib on their own.
Are you replacing tailbone with beautiful jacked Giga Chad chest?
Yes, we should. If you're okay with it, I am.
You're the one who picked
yes,
tailbone, so
love it. Love it.
All right. So we need a noun. So I've got lots and lots of assets in my inventory. So we're shout out something, and we'll see if I have a thing that we can put in here. Sunglasses. I do have glasses of several types of glasses, but not sunglasses. Lee Newman says sunglasses, all caps. He really wants sunglasses. All right. We're going to go with the 3D anaglyph glasses here, I think. So we've got 3D glasses.
So many glasses.
We need an animal plural. I did see wolf said earlier back at the start. It could be wolf, but we've got lots of animals. Do we want any animal besides a wolf? I've got a bone wolf.
Octopus.
Oh, what's it called? Somebody said octopus?
I said octopus.
Oh, you said octopus.
I said octopus.
Fruit bat. Oh, fruit bat's good.
Ooh,
but I did see wolves pop up in the chat there. I'm trying to find, is it a dire wolf? I have a wolf that is like, maybe it's a hound. Ah, undead hellhound. Can use some of these.
Good call.
Okay, we're gonna go with those. So we're gonna say undead hellhound.
I mean, the last 3 times I've played Mad Libs, Undead Hellhound has come up. So this
of course,
makes sense.
of course.
Yeah.
All right, and now we need 3 adjectives. So remember, adjectives typically end in a Y, but not ly. Ly means it's an adverb describing a verb. An adjective describes a noun. So it can be like hot or cold, or big or small, or just any word you would use to describe an object. Not what an object does, but what an object is. Chubby.
Describes or modifies.
Chubby's a good one. Undead. Okay, we got undead. And Please keep the forum open more. The forum, we usually leave the forum open for a good like 10, 15 minutes at least. And we keep an eye on how many submissions there are and try to make sure that it tracks with the number of viewers that we have.
We can't leave it open for too long or people will start botting it, and there are ways around if it's left open for an extended period of time. So we do have to keep that limited.
Let's see. So we got Chubby and Undead and Cursed. That's a good one. Go Cursed.
So we got a question over on Twitch real quick if you don't mind answering it.
Sure.
From Bjorn Luffbroke. He asked, let's say I unlocked the medium human template to modify some animation. How on earth do I lock it again?
So you don't want to lock anything where the node structure has changed. That's a big no-no because that's what the locks are there for. The locks there to let the game maker and the dashboard and everything else know that a template matches other templates, because there may be times that we're trying to make an update to fix things across a template. And if we try to automate that process to update everybody's thing, then if it's not conforming to the template, it won't work. And that's not something that we typically do, mostly because people don't follow the template rules, and then it makes it impossible for us to do the thing. So so you cannot modify the node structure at all. But if you just made a custom animation for your character, all you have to do is take the VXA animation file and pop it back over to a locked copy of the template. So the template lock doesn't store like what animations the thing has. It just locks in the ability to change the nodes. So make your design, make your character on the regular template, duplicate the folder, and unlock it using whatever process you have. Save, and then go into that folder, find the animation file for whatever you named the animation, and copy it over to the original one, and it should work fine. All right, we are ready to generate this
shenanigans.
Mad Lib. Go mad! The red dragon is the evilest dragon of all. It has snug feet and a beautiful jacked gigachad chest shaped like 3D glasses.
That actually kind of makes sense. You know, like the shape of a chest, like, and glasses. I can see those two like pairing up.
Sure. It loves to eat undead hellhound, although it will feast on anything nearby. It is chubby and undead. You must be cursed around it, or you may end up as its meal.
Ooh. This all makes sense.
Yeah,
this fits together very well.
This is some compelling lore here. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna set up our scene. I don't know if I have a red dragon. Oh, I got a baby flame dragon.
There you go.
It's tiny.
It's okay. He'll grow up eventually.
Let's see. Can I attach the 3D glasses to it?
I believe in you, Alex.
I think I can.
I believe.
We're gonna raise them up a little bit, and we're gonna take the 3D glasses and make a chest piece out of it, apparently.
You know what? Sometimes things happen.
Rotate it. So now it's got like a 3D glasses bikini top, basically.
I mean, that's what I was expecting. So thank you for bringing my dreams to life.
All right, and we're going to connect this. I'm going to straighten them out a little bit. We're going to attach these to the dragon on the hierarchy panel. So now wherever the dragon goes, the glasses go. Let's see. I don't know if it'll fly around when it's up in the air like that. Let's see if it'll move around correctly. Oh, he stops flying.
That's unfortunate. Is his Giga Chad chest just too heavy?
Well, he's not standing on the ground. That's why he's not moving around. So we're going to we're gonna set up some more complicated logic here. We're going to make the dragon an animated decoration. And he's going to be flying. And we're going to add an object that it's attached to, which is going to move around on the ground for it. So we got this concrete tile right underneath. And we're going to attach our dragon to it.
Okay. And
now, wherever the tile goes, the dragon goes. The tile is going to be our actual predator.
Wait. Can it turn invisible?
Yeah.
Does he have blades that come out of his hand?
Are you...
The tile? A predator reference. Yeah, making a predator reference.
When you said blades that came out of his hand, I was thinking blade. I was like, what? I'm confused.
It wasn't exactly the best description. It's not out of his hand. It's more of that like forearm mounted device. But hey, I didn't want to get too deep in the weeds.
Sure. All right, we're gonna build a space here. And we just got to get from side A to side B. And that's our goal here.
The escape room artist says, that looks like it's doing questionable things to the glasses. And to that I reply, hopefully. Yes, Alex?
I don't got anything. Got nothing.
Will the animated decoration feature change animations according to message? This is a question from 10 Game Studios over on Twitch TV.
So this is something that I did want to bring up. Okay. The animated decoration does not work with interact. There's several things that don't work correctly with interact right now.
Okay.
So you can use animated decoration to toggle an object between its default animation. Actually, we're going to use something different than the car. You can use it to toggle between a default animation and whatever you set in the animated behavior. So we take this dragon, it's got its idle default. We're going to change it to an animated decoration, and we're going to say falling, because that one's pretty dramatic. It's very easy to see when that happens. So if we set it to looping and we hit play, it's falling, because that's what we set as the animated decoration. Now, in 0.8, I believe, we are planning on releasing... I don't know if it's going to be right on release of 0.8. It may get pushed further, but one of the things that's being worked on is a whole new animated decoration system.
Okay.
And it ties into behaviors in general. So we want to be able to transition entities, characters and objects in your game. We want to be able to transition them between different states and not just toggle them on and off with our toggle behavior. So we should be able to go from one animation to another animation to another animation on some sort of either schedule or when certain
Carousel.
messages. What?
Like a carousel. Like there's just a series of options.
Oh, I heard terror cell and I was like, what? This is what I mean by I need subtitles in movies because I get like really weird things.
You know me, always plugging for terrorism.
Don't clip that. I said don't. Anyway,
Wow.
so we want to be able to transition between different things, and so you could set up a whole series of animations to trigger in different ways, and whether that would be like a timeline in the game maker or when messages are received. I don't know all the details on this planned update, but it is something they're actively working on for the update. So the way it works right now, you got the idle animation, and if you put animated behavior on it, you can see it kind of like pops up into that falling. So what we want to do is we want to toggle this on command. So we add a component, toggle behavior. We're going to toggle it with interact, which for some reason is not already there. That's weird. Initial behavior state doesn't, we're toggling, so it doesn't matter which one it is. We'll leave it on false. So initially the animated behavior is off. All right, and then we hit play and we can see that it's doing its idle animation. And I go to interact with it and nothing's happening. Nothing's happening because we need to add an indicator component. Now, this is a bug, and it's been reported. There are several behaviors and components that don't work with the interact unless you have an indicator component. I don't know why it works when you put an indicator component, but that's all you need to be able to do that.
Interesting.
And it's funny because it lerps also. Look at that. It does a little flip. A little flippy flip when I toggle it. So the indicator component, you can basically turn off everything. We take out the display name. We don't display cursors on it. Don't display over, 0 visibility, 0 offset, no display arrow. Everything is off on this component. So as far as you can tell, it's not even there, but that's all you need to make that toggle behavior work. So you can toggle between idle and to whatever other animation you set. And that's the only option right now for that. I was told also, if you set it as a healer, if you set, this is something Cody mentioned on the live stream. If we set this dragon as a healer, and we can turn off all these things. Just put it all at the minimums. And then we attach it to a moving platform. So we've got our dragon here. Attach it to the car. The car is a moving platform. It's going to move sideways. Apparently, this dragon will walk and change direction. I haven't tested this yet. Oh, it does. That's so cool. Okay. So you can do, we'll put 0 and we're going to put 50 and 0 wait duration. And we're going to toggle visibility off on this, but we need to look at destination. So it moves it can move diagonally. We'll do 25 and 25. That puts out in space. Negative 25. There we go. And turn visibility off. Turn it back on for the dragon. And now it should. That's so cool.
So it works exactly how you wanted it to?
Until the car went into what? Until the car went into the wall. and then it freaked out. Let's.
It lost its mind, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's doing stuff and things.
Yeah. Does it follow back? It does. Okay. Turns around. A little abrupt on the turnaround, but it works. That's very cool. Now, if we line the dragon up right with it, it'll be a little bit better. It's not gonna, when the car turns around, that's why the dragon was whipping over to the other side, because it was the car rotating and the dragon was following the rotation. So
gotcha.
it doesn't teleport. So yeah, if you want a character to follow a specific path, you know, like for the tower defense kind of games, you can leave them as a healer. And then they'll follow the animation needed to follow that path. I don't know why that works. It just does.
You know what? It works because Cody says it works, and he is bloody brilliant.
There you go. All right, so back to our Mad Lib here. So we're gonna try to get from here to our end goal over here, and we need to set up our story. That's the whole point of this. Is not we're making a narrative here, but we've got our space. We're gonna make it a little bigger here for the dragon. There we go. So now it can roam around in this area, and put some dire wolves out for mealtime. Baby dragon's got to eat to keep that beautiful jacked Giga Chad chest shaped like 3D glasses.
Oh man, that was such a blessing having that drop into the chat like that. That was just so perfect, so well timed, so perfect.
All right, so now this thing's gonna fly around. Did we set this as just animated decoration? So if we set this as a predator, we're going to add component. Oh, not add component, add logic. That's what I was looking for. So this thing's going to move around looking for any of its prey. We're going to change prey to wolf. And we're going to select these 3 guys. And we're going to add the wolf tag. And now it should go hunting. Take a look. And yay, it is not super. It works. It's not super enthusiastic though. We're gonna let's see, move the tile, or we're gonna move the dragon forwards a bit, so it seems like a more sensible range. I think we can also decrease the attack range. Yeah. So it really gets in there with the wolves. And we're going to reduce their health too, because they're a little OP for this Giga Chad dragon. Okay. And they're not fleeing at all because they've got the predator behavior, but we want them to be prey. So they're going to run around scared now. And tags to flee hostile. Okay, so now they should run around. Yes, they are very scared. They don't really move around once they get attacked, but we're not trying to set up a whole ecosystem here. The main thing is the story. So we're making our setting here for the story. Snug feet. You know, does that mean that we have to add shoes to this thing?
No, it doesn't. It just means their feet are snug.
Yeah, but I feel like their feet will be more snug in some shoes.
Maybe some Ugg boots.
That's too big of a shoe.
But they always look so comfy and snug.
You know what'll be really comfy? I think I've got some slippers here. Lululemon sneakers. I think these will work. These look so snug. We're just gonna pop these on here. I can line them up.
You can. I believe in you.
There we go. All right. Now he's got some snug feet.
It's impressive. So snug. Very wow.
This kind of reminds me of Game of Thrones.
I was just thinking the same thing. You know, all the Giga Chads running around in Game of Thrones. It really does kind of link up.
They're beautiful jacked Giga Chads, not just Giga Chads.
If the mountain isn't a Giga Chad, then I don't know who is.
Oh wait, we got to make him look evil too. We're gonna use
You know, you could take one of those auras from one of the trans auras.
See what I'm doing?
The red. Are you going to grab it right now?
You read my mind.
Ah, perfect.
I think I've got black lightning.
Ooh.
Or at least I thought I did. I don't see it.
You see, black lightning can be used by good and bad heroes, but red eyes, that's pretty universal.
Hmm.
I mean, even when Superman lights up his laser eyes, he still looks kind of sinister, even though he's a super Boy Scout.
Yeah, I could have sworn I had yeah, we can use the red.
Somebody asked in the chat, Tanu's over on YouTube says, can you make the dragon grow every time it eats something?
Not without spending a lot of time making
multiple animations or multiple assets.
Multiple assets and setting up a whole system for it. Like I
Gotcha.
wouldn't be able to figure it out on stream. The thing that we could do is you can make probably the easiest way to do it would be with the animated decoration. So just the way we're attaching objects to our little dragon, you could make parts that like unfold and expand. So kind of like I've got you could have an asset like this that opens up. Of course you can't see it because the animation's not playing. 1 second. Make this a door. And we're going to play blue when we interact with it. So you see the way that this is growing. So if you set it up to expand, you know, you make an object like this that gets bigger and you attach them to your boss character, you could have them expand and grow out, but it would be a lot of planning. You would need to plan that your boss is like this character and where you'd want those compressed, you know, deflated parts of them to be, and then as they take on damage, or I think you said if they eat something, so you'd want to have little you know, prey things for them to eat. So when that thing dies, it activates the message that makes one of the parts on them turn on the animation, and then it would be a growth animation like this that doesn't loop, and then all of a sudden they have this other piece to them. Now it would probably be very messy with collision and animation, and I don't think it would work very well unless. That's why it would take a lot of planning. You'd have to consider like all the limitations in the current way of doing things. However, you could also do a asset replacement. I heard something about replacing asset not working very well right now. I don't know the details. But you could say, if we have a dragon here, and let's make it a moving platform. Or actually, we don't have to make it anything. It's just there. It just is. But we want an asset that will make it be replaced. So let's do. Let's have a button here. It's not button. What is it? Numpad. That's what it's called. Oh, because I'm just doing owned assets. That's why. There it is. So we go up to this, we activate it, and this is going to be a replace asset behavior. So it's going to replace. Oh, I guess it does need to be the actual dragon. So this is where you kind of like need to stack multiple types of behaviors, both like attaching objects to each other. So you wouldn't be able to have this as the predator, really. It would just be like the decoration on top of it. So you want this to be the replace asset, and it's going to be replaced by, we'll say, the bone dragon. Behavior is, we'll just put citizen, so it just walks around. Physics are collision. You can put some components and tags if you want, but it's gonna, the replace asset is a little difficult because it's the whole entirety of this thing. So we walk up and we hit replace. Bam, it is now a bone dragon. So it's that replace behavior does not work as well for this kind of thing because you need a whole bunch of logic to make the boss work. Yeah. And if you want it to have like attacks and things like that, it's not going to do that if the behavior is replace asset.
I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
But there are other ways you can delete it with a void and respawn a preset. Actually, what you would want to do. So this is actually the best way to do it. Is you've got your dragon, and you could replace like it eating something with like attacking it. And somebody just asked about doing a multi-stage boss. You could totally do a multi-stage boss this way. Let's say we'll put it as citizen just so it's not attacking us right now. But you add a drop component, and you make the drop happen on death. You can make it happen on other things too, but in this case, we're doing it on death. And it's going to... It's going to drop... if you're doing a boss, you probably want it more complicated than just a behavior. So you would want to make a preset of this beforehand. So you do all of your... You do your multiple stages of your bosses all as separate logics. Do all the complicated stuff you want with them, attaching other objects to them, all the logic you want, then save it as a preset. But in this case, we're not doing that. We're just setting an object for it to drop, and it's going to be another citizen and no components. We don't want it to be collectible. We're going to remove that. The asset to spawn is going to be the bone dragon. Oops. And you could actually spawn multiple. Bone dragon. And that should be it. Oh, this thing's going to have a ton of health, though. Let's drop that way down. Okay. So we've got a dragon here. We attack it. It's running away because, oh no, we're being a big bully.
Jerk.
It dies, and pop, there's the bone dragon. So now you've got a multi-stage boss. What we could do to make that not look like it dies first is you do a negative death delay on it. So you go to the health component, put a -2 as the death delay, and then it should be a pretty instant pop in of the bone dragon. Bam, bone dragon. And then if you...
The man says you can replace the asset when you complete a task.
Yeah. So if you wanted to, let's say like the bone dragon is all like, or the alpha dragon is like its energy shield version. If you wanted to have a button,
Oh,
you know,
like when we're using the charged attack and the skeletons drop their shield.
well, that's basically what I'm doing in this instance.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm getting at. So
Gotcha. Sorry.
the what you're talking about with them dropping their shield is because those were set up like we could do that right now without any other extra tasks. If we set the health component to where is it? Can't I set them to block? Oh, you have to do it with an enemy. It has to be like an enemy soldier. Auto defense. Nope, not auto defense. I might be looking at the wrong behavior here. Hostile, detection range, attack defense. Yeah, it's gonna be melee enemy. There we go. So melee enemy, you can tell them to do a block, can block attacks. So now I can't attack. Well, I did one attack real fast at the start, but now it's blocking everything. So that's why you need the charged attack, which will stun it. So what they did for those skeletons, it didn't stun because it did so much damage. You can either do a ranged attack. Ow. This is not set up well. You can do a ranged attack, which will stun it. See how it just kind of froze there? Or you can parry. You can block at just the right moment, and that will also stun it. What they did for those skeletons is they set the health really low at like 1 or something. I don't know
anything disrupt it.
Yeah. So they
it has
do
to be a charged attack, I thought.
Or a parry. Either whatever it is stunning it so it can't block you anymore.
Gotcha.
So if I just run up, like it blocks. So I can either do a ranged attack or I can parry, and it either one will stun it, and then you do enough damage and it spawns the skeleton that doesn't have the armor.
Yeah.
So what we're doing with but that's not what I was getting at with this. What I was getting at with having an objective is you can make a message that will also change it, because we're having it do the drop on death. So you can do edit logic. You can do the drop on death, or you can do it on sending a message, or you can do it on either. Now, if I want the boss to die to make the bone dragon appear, then I'd want to do it on death anyway. So I just add an instant death message for kill. And so I set this button to broadcast kill. And I make sure that doesn't kill me also. Yeah, we're gonna do none. Otherwise the button kills both of us. So now I go up to this numpad switch and I can change it like that. So you could trigger that by completing a quest. You could trigger it by, say you have a quest to destroy 3 magic pillars that are shielding the dragon. Then you could do something like that. There's a ton of different ways that you can set this up to make that have something interesting happen. But yeah, do it using the drop component to have a boss that after you either damage the boss enough, it's kills it and spawns the second stage of the boss, or you complete some sort of objective. You can totally do multi-stage bosses, and presets make that. You could do it before, but presets make it so much more useful because you can really tweak it to do anything that you want.
PandaPops in the chat.
Hey, Panda, how's it going? All right. So we made sure that our dragon's evil here. It's a very evil dragon.
Wait, why so evil?
That was in our Mad Lib.
Oh.
The red dragon is the evilest dragon of all. It has snug feet and a beautiful jacked Giga Chad chest shaped like 3D glasses. This is it.
It kind of makes sense that he's so tiny. You know, a little bit of a Napoleon complex going on. All the other dragons are bigger. This dragon is actually full size. It's not a baby dragon.
This is Rudolph the Red-Eyed Dragon.
Oh.
All the other little dragons wouldn't let them play in their dragon games.
And he turned out evil. See what happens when you exclude people? Evil.
All right. So now this thing should fly around, attacking the wolves. Yeah, I'm gonna reduce their health just because the fact that it takes them so long to die makes it look a lot less evil. So we're gonna give them just like 3 health, and it's just gonna straight up murk these wolves. And then it's like, I'm after the next one. Hey, that one didn't get its health reduced. Oh.
Somebody's asking a question in the chat. I'm trying to answer them with text, but it would be a lot easier to answer them with words.
Are you saying I should work?
No, I'm not. I'm saying I would like to talk. I've been trying to answer this one for a little bit.
Yeah, go right ahead.
It's getting longer and longer.
Go ahead.
Somebody asked on YouTube, they asked, what's the difference between purchasing a waste management? I keep doing that. The Warner Music Groups. I don't know why I do that. Warner Music Group pass.
I'm sorry, Warner.
Versus buying it on the Sandbox marketplace. And I said the only difference will be cost. And what I mean by that is if it's all sold out on the marketplace for the Sandbox, then the community will dictate the price of it on OpenSea. As far as airdrops and all that stuff is concerned, I don't have a definite answer, but I can tell you what generally happens. And what generally happens is all you have to do is have it in your wallet when the snapshot is taken. It doesn't matter if you buy it on primary or if you buy it on secondary. It's a moot point. All you have to do is have it in your wallet when they do their snapshot, and then you'll get the airdrop. But I would double check that over on the Warner Music Group. Got it right. Over on their Discord. And I will drop the link to their Discord in the chat.
There you go.
I hope that was helpful.
Waste Management Group. Can't believe the audacity.
I worked with a company called the Waste Management Group one time, and they're just apparently living rent-free in my head ever since then.
Some executive at Warner Music Group's like, Seb, what are your people calling us? All right, so we've got our evil dragon with all those details. It loves eating the undead hellhound, although we'll feast on nearly anything. We can give it some other stuff to munch on. We can give it some deer. And we're gonna make sure this is set up with a prey behavior. Actually, you know, I put the wolf behavior or the wolf tag, but it doesn't. We can just call them prey. It doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be that complicated. We're gonna edit logic and we're gonna say prey. I'm just gonna leave it that way, and now all these things will. We're still gonna reduce the health though, because this guy's evil. He's just gonna plow through these other things.
You're gonna murk him.
He's gonna murk him. So he's just gonna run around.
Are there any plans to make it possible to add multiple spawn points?
You can already do that. Or you mean like choose at the beginning of a game?
I don't know. This is just what they're saying.
So you can make anything a respawn point. By just, if you go to your global parameters and you look at the controller component, respawn to tag is what happens when your character dies by default, and you can set what that tag is. So respawn tag is by default checkpoint with a capital C. So any asset you put down that you put checkpoint with a capital C will be a respawn point. That's how we set up teleporters. That's how we do all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to make a hole to jump down here. So you always respawn to the closest checkpoint. So if I die over here, I think I'll be closer to the plate. Oh, no, I did respawn at the car. And I've actually got a moving checkpoint there. So what happens if we set this up as a bird? Bird. And just put it way up here. And now I should spawn back in at a random point in the sky.
Really?
Yeah. I even did it sideways. Whee! you right yourself when you touch the ground.
That's wonderful. And so it's always going to be a random point in the sky?
Well, it's not a random point. It's wherever the car is.
Oh, and so if you were to make that car invisible,
yeah, you would just
have
you just jump back in wherever.
That's awesome. So you just create a larger radius for it to fly around in, and there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, I would need to use a different asset for it, but yeah.
Yeah. Picking up what you're throwing down loud and clear.
So yeah, you can do moving platforms. You can have NPCs walking around. You'll respawn back to wherever the NPC is. If you have like a companion helper, that's an NPC like that kind of runs around. Then you can always respawn back to them. They can be your medic, if you will.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a really cool idea.
So like just whatever the closest asset with the checkpoint tag on it, or whatever tag that you set up yourself, will be where you spawn to. And yeah, if it's apparently, even though I was closer to the respawn plate, the respawn plate doesn't have the checkpoint on it. You can't add tags to this. So you respawn back to this if there's no checkpoints. Or if there's another, if you do /respawn in the chat, you go back to this. But that only works in the game client because there's no chat in the game maker. All right, so let's see. Loves to eat undead hellhound, feast on nearly anything. It is chubby and undead, and I think we've made this look evil enough. We don't have to make it look undead. Also,
you know, it's kind of crazy.
Is.
The red eyes on the little dragon, like just flying around it like that. It's a really cool effect on it. I really like that.
When will alpha passes be claimable? So we give the list to the people who deploy that. I don't know exactly what day that gets activated. Panda's welcome to pop into the chat if she has an answer for that specifically, but I know that we give the list to people, and it does take some time for them to deploy that list out. Usually Thursdays is what Panda says. So it should be whatever the next Thursday is after you won is when that should be claimable. And to claim, you do need to go to the Sandbox website, go to your profile, and go to your claim page, and it should show up there. Most people that were in the backlog now have claims. Good. All right. I did see that at least part of that list was active, so it's good. Any talk of a /kill avatar command for when you get stuck but don't want to spawn back at the start of a level? That is, I mean, typically, what we suggest as QA is like keep playing with the intention of finding those scenarios and then make those scenarios not happen. Doing the /respawn going back to the start can be inconvenient, but we also suggest making it so that way if that's a situation that can happen, make it so that way from the start is not too long of a travel to where you were. So what you could easily do is have by the respawn point, it could be activated by just progressing. So have a, did I delete that car in the sky? I did. So what you would want to do is, like, after you've progressed some amount in the game, like getting out of the starting area or something, finding the first checkpoint would activate a button that was not there before. It would spawn it in as a preset, or it would just turn it on or something. Have something that would do the kill command to the player. You could even make it automatic, that it would kill the player as soon as it sees it, or set up a void around the respawn. So as soon as they walk into it, as soon as they respawn here, it would immediately kill them and send them over to the last checkpoint. So it would be nice to have like a kill and respawn in the current checkpoint area. But yeah, there are ways that you can kind of get around that to make sure that slash respawn going back to the starting spawn is not detrimental to the gameplay and would bring you back to the latest checkpoint. All right, we got to do the whole point of this, though, of this tutorial was for us to establish the storytelling thing. So we need to do our logic now. So we are going to make a bunch of askers tell the story. So first, we are going to do a narrator voice, and actually, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something that I've wanted to do.
Do it.
And I haven't seen it done before. Maybe somebody's done it before.
Oh. I'm excited.
And I'm planning on putting this in the game that my team is working on, but
the game that your team is working on? Do you care to elaborate more, or you just want to drop beans like that and walk away?
I'm going to drop that bean and walk away.
You're a jerk.
The game that we're working on is like super top secret because I don't think anybody's done this. I don't think anybody's even tried to do this because I've looked and don't say anything. I'd like us to be the first to do it. So
okay.
Half-dork's chewing all those beans.
I like beans.
All right. Any plans to make it possible to mint an asset while in game? Think of crafting an item you've gotten the right materials. Okay, that's interesting because presets do get asset IDs and show up in your inventory on the dashboard. That's theoretically possible. It creates a whole bunch of problems and questions, and I have suggested that we be able to mint presets. The difficulty partially is quantity. You would need, if we were to do a preset contract, you would probably mint a limited quantity of them based on how many of the assets inside that preset you own. So if you had like 3 of each of the assets that you needed, or 3 was the lowest common denominator between all of them. That's not the lowest common denominator. I don't think is the right term for that, but it's the minimum, the maximum number for this item with the lowest quantity, whatever that means. You have 6 of one, 5 of another, and 3 of another. You would do only 3 copies of this minting, right? It would need to be a different contract, I think. So it would not be a Sandbox asset. It would be a Sandbox preset collection, and it would bundle up the assets from your wallet into that. So I think that would be pretty cool, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff that has to happen before that to even mint a preset, before we could even talk about doing it in game. Doing contract interactions in game is a whole can of technical worms that I think we want to get to eventually, but is not something that we're actively doing yet.
Worms and beans. That's what today's show is about.
Can of worms, can of beans. That's just the Saturday stream breakfast. So anyway, the thing that I want to do that I don't know if I've seen anybody do this before is we're gonna talk to Wizzy here.
Oh.
And we're gonna make them an asker. And it's gonna say, hello, what's your name? And we're gonna say,
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
that could be one thing that we say.
Because I'm not. My parents made that very clear.
All right. So is it /player? I don't remember.
King of Crypto's in the chat.
King Crypto. What was it? Was it with a slash? Maybe it doesn't work. Oh, you have to capitalize the whole thing. That's what it is.
Oh my.
There we go.
Hey Alex, check the stream chat real quick.
For what? Hey!
There we go.
Congratulations to Z419. You just won Wizzy the Purple's enhanced hat.
Let's see. And they filled out the form, so I've already got all their information. So, bam, done.
And that's not even because of the giveaway. I wonder if we should even tell people how that person won.
No, let's not tell them.
Yeah.
Let's not tell them.
Let's not. Yeah, let's not tell them how they won that.
Yeah.
And
I already wrote it down.
I'm gonna hide the thing.
No, don't hide it. Just leave it where it is.
Well, no, because people are gonna be looking for it now. They're gonna have to look next time. So
congrats, Z419.
Yeah. So
you're a special human being.
So yeah, what was it? Z419 just won a special sneaky hat giveaway, and we're not telling you how.
Not gonna do it. This is basically Ready Player One now. So there
was a contest that none of you knew that you were in.
A hidden contest of Easter eggs.
King of Crypto goes, you did the thing. Z419. That's right. It's a secret. They're not telling. All right.
Not gonna do it.
All the rest of you just got to pay better attention.
To things and stuff.
There are no other secret giveaways right now. There is just the form, which I believe Lucas is currently deduping.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So looking at the chat, or not looking at the chat, looking at the screen, you can see that it's saying my username here. So we are having them ask a question here. What's their name? And we're gonna start lining up. I need to put the numpad on the wall here. We're just gonna. Actually, no, we're gonna use tiles. So the numpad is nice. It looks cool, and it feels like a thing that we'd want to use. How big is this roof? Oh, it's big. I don't want that. That's even huger. Just gonna use a concrete tile. So the numpad's actually an animated asset. So if you have a whole ton of those, it's probably not going to be that big of an optimization issue. But that numpad is not as optimized as like a tile because it's got more polygons and it's got animations.
Okay, so you want to do 2 hat giveaways today, correct?
Yeah.
We're
doing the normal form giveaway that we always.
Gotcha.
Did we announce out loud that we're doing the?
We did not. I just dropped it all stealthy in the chat. So
sometimes people listen in the background. So next time, let's make sure to say it. We'll do it. I feel like we're gonna be here for a little while. We'll do a third one later, like when we're done with this giveaway. But we'll say it out loud so that way people hear it. Because I'm okay with people who just want to listen to the dulcet tones of our voices. I did. I converted to concrete floor tiles because I realized that the numpad was animated. For the longest time, I didn't realize it was animated. I never really paid attention, and then I was looking at the file and I was like, oh, it's animated, which means it's not as optimized as this, which is basically just a 6-sided cube. You know, it's a little squashed. All right. So we're gonna flip this over, and we'll put them on the ground. I'm being indecisive here about something that really doesn't matter. So we want to always name the most important thing when planning these out is to not do it on the fly like I'm doing right now. You want to write this stuff down ahead of time. You want to like type out your whole script, have all of your story stuff, and you may change it later, you may adjust, that's fine, but you want to type it all out so that way you know how many variables you're going to need or how many messages you're going to need, what the different branching paths are. You can make a flow chart of the conversations and how they interact and kind of flow back together. So what I'm doing right now is on the fly, and I'll probably mess it up. But we're going to make this an asker behavior. These are it's all asker behaviors now. That's all we're doing is just asker behaviors. So we talk to Wizzy the Blue. He asks us what's our name, and we can either say what our name is, or we can say I don't want to tell you. But he's Wizzy the Blue.
He knows anyway.
And you could even probably surprise a player by saying like you could have it say you say your name or something. So that way the player doesn't even know that they're saying their name, and then the NPCs just suddenly start calling them by their name. Would be a funny surprise if somebody doesn't know that the sandbox can do that. But a lot of people are learning that you can do that, so it's not as big of a surprise as it would be. If I had encountered that with having never known that you could insert the player name, that would have blown me away. I never encountered that until after I was told that you could insert the player name, which was a feature that I had asked for, but nobody told me that it got added. So, so we got Wizzy the Blue. Hello, what's your name? And you can say, my name is, and then player inserts it. Or I don't want to tell you.
Piss off.
All right, and then we've got speaker name, Wizzy the Blue. And hello, player. Are you ready to face the red dragon?
Football? Oh. It was way off.
Oh, there's a delay slider on here now. Sweet. What? That's new. I just noticed that there's a delay timer, so you can prevent people from responding too quickly. This is the time between when you show the question and the answers in seconds, and you can do any time from 0 to 1 second. So the problem that I encounter all the time with accidentally hitting E twice, if I run up to a character and they ask me a question and I accidentally hit E because I was planning on interacting with them, but they showed the asker automatically, that can prevent that. I think we need to work on the UI UX for that a little bit. It's a little weird the way it pops up, but that's still pretty cool. Sweet. We're gonna leave those delays to 0 for now because it's just me. It's just me playing.
Also, we got some questions in the chat that I would like to get to real quick.
Sure.
Okay, so Lee Newman over on YouTube asks, can we revisit the rules for participating in the forums? For example, if you've won a Wizzy hat on a past GMAE giveaway, from then you are not eligible for winning. But if you purchased one via the marketplace or an OpenSea or whatever, you could still participate in the giveaway on the stream or no. To answer your question, if you won a Wizzy item, then you are no longer eligible for that specific item. So if you want a green hat, you couldn't enter into the green hats anymore. But once we transferred over to the purple hats, you're now able to enter the forms again. So every time we change out the form or the prize, you're able to get into it. So if you want a Wizzy hat, and you can now enter the alpha form. So if you've won, you can enter, but you can't win again. Yeah. And you can't win the same item again. Like you can't win 2 alpha passes. You can only win 1 alpha pass.
If you've bought an item that we're doing for a giveaway, you're still eligible for the giveaway. When we check the drawing against the list of previous winners, it's just the list of winners. So we take a look at who's won. If they've won that item, that specific item before, they can't win it another time. So like we roll and then we do a little check, be like, is this somebody that's already won? And if not, then we announce the winner. But we don't check the current list of owners. That would be a whole bunch of extra checking to do every single time. And I don't think it's I don't have a problem with somebody who's bought an item also being able to win it, because they didn't.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Are you even able to buy alpha passes? I believe so. They've already started going out, right? I don't have mine yet.
I don't have mine yet either, so I don't know.
Sandbox assets. It's under the Sandbox assets collection. Alex has a smooth jazz voice. I do.
He does.
Not
he
always.
Definitely does.
A lot of times I speak like this, and it's kind of like grating. And then other times I relax.
Other times he tries to impress us.
It just kind of happens. All right. Here's the Alpha Season 3 pass. You can get it on OpenSea. So the way you find this is you type in Sandbox, and there's the Sandbox assets and the Sandbox. This is the land. You want to go to Sandbox assets, and then you can type Alpha in the items here, and it'll bring up all the Alpha related items. This is just Alpha Alien. This is not related to Alpha events. This is just the name of that asset. But Alpha Breastplate, Alpha Shield, Alpha Sword, and Alpha Dragon, and Alpha Gate. These were Alpha related items, and then you see Alpha Pass Season 2 and Alpha Pass Season 3. So if you got 0.3 ETH, you can pick this up. Actually, I haven't looked at the animation on this yet. It's fun. Steve Aoki with the cake, the golden bored ape, the laser eyes, and a rabbit riding a rocket, waving around plungers.
And it's fun. Something I didn't know until recently, but the edges of the ticket, they have that perforated look, that triangle look. If you have a Season 1 pass, you can literally put it right next to a Season 2 pass, and they link up perfectly. Season 3 will be the same. It'll link up with 1 and 2. So if you wanted to make some sort of a little display out of them, you could just put them side by side, and they'll line up perfectly, and it looks really cool.
Nice. Can we get the results, guys? The results of what?
I think they want the results of the form.
Oh, the first one. Oh yeah, we should say that.
Congratulations goes over to YouTube for the Alpha Pass. It's I am Bardi.
Congratulations.
IOMBARDI. You have won an Alpha Season 3 pass. Congrats. And we also have the purple hat winner.
And that goes out to
Twitch TV. Congratulations. License 3. You have won Wizzy's purple hat. Wear it with pride.
There we go. All right, and in a little bit here, we will be doing a second form for the hat. I can't give out a second Alpha Pass. We are limited on how many of those we can send out. But I can give out as many hats as I want because they're mine.
It's true. They are his.
Right. So Wizzy the Blue says, hello player. Are you ready to face the red dragon? And we're not going to answer those yet. Leave those blank. So this asker behavior doesn't need health. We're going to trigger it with, so we're going to, we need to define like what our messages are here. So we're going to have the first question from Wizzy here. We're going to have the A1 message here. Answer 1, where we say our name, is going to be intro dot answer 1. And the second one is going to be intro dot B1. So we got path A and path B, depending on the two different responses that we give. And this asker is not going to be triggered by an interaction. It's going to be triggered by intro A1.
Mm.
Okay. And we can set, you don't have to set none on these ones that don't have a question, because if the question is blank, these don't even pop up. So we don't have to worry about these messages getting sent out. All right. So if we answer with my name is Kamisazi, it says, hello, Kamisazi, are you ready to face the red dragon?
Not even a little bit.
All right. And then we're going to duplicate this plate. And this is going to be our B path here. And we should also probably name these so that way we could find them more easily. So we would say intro A1 and intro B1. And that way when we look at our hierarchy panel, which you can't see because of the chat, but it's there. Ta-da. We would be able to find these more easily because we could actually search for these things. We can even put them kind of together there. So now if we're testing and we encounter a bug or a grammar mistake in our question, like we're playing it and we're like, oh, I misspelled that. We can go back and say, oh, this was in the intro section, and all of our intro related ones will be here. Or we could remember that, oh, it was answer 1 or it was answer 2 for that path, and we can go back to that part of the conversation. It's whatever convention works for you, right? Just make it consistent so that way you can always follow your own logic. So it doesn't, there's not like a right or wrong way. Well, the wrong way to do it is to not do it at all, right? If all of these just say concrete tile or whatever the asset name is, I don't remember.
That's just
concrete floor tile. If they all say that, it's just going to be really hard to find them later. So it's best to like keep them organized. You know, having them in helpful rows in the order they happen in can really help you out. Just make like a section of your game where you can, like a place in the floor or something where you can hide all of these and just make them easily accessible to you. You could even do it on the bottom of your map. I wouldn't recommend putting them all the way on the bottom because it can actually take messages longer to reach you. But if you can find a spot where you can put the camera and just put them all where nobody will ever see them, and it's very easy to access. Because if you need to go and edit a bunch of them later on, and you're trying to like shove your camera like in between these characters, and then oh no, you got this other object here that's in the way, it becomes a headache. So just make it easy on yourself. Just stay organized. Have your notes written out beforehand. Come up with a naming convention that you will remember the logic for, so that way you can go and find these things later. This is just part of like working smart. Okay, so we've got intro A1, and then we've got intro B1. And Wizzy the Blue is activated by the intro B1 trigger here. And says, well, that's very rude. Player. I already knew. He's a wizard. Are you ready to face the red dragon? So here we made a branching path and we quickly put it back together. You don't have to make your paths come back together. You could go in two totally different directions and have two totally different games that happen as a result. But you also may not actually want to do that. You may just want to have some interesting story beats like this where you can give two different answers, but then the outcome is the same, which simplifies your game and kind of keeps things a little tidier, but allows the player to have some voice in it. They have some sort of choice in the matter here. But eventually it comes back together because you're still trying to tell the same story. You're just making it interactive. So that's very player I already knew. Are you ready to face the red dragon? What?
Nope. I'm out.
All right, and yes, let's go. Or no, I'm not. All right, so now we've got another branch going on here. We're going to duplicate this one out again, and we're going to put it out this way. And so the first one is they say yes, and Wizzy's going to tell us, no, you're not. You need to be cursed first, right? That's what you must be cursed around it, or you may end up its meal.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. It eats anything that's not cursed.
Yeah. All right. So sorry, I'm getting text messages from my dad. I'm making sure it's not an emergency over here on Wednesday. Okay, yeah, not an emergency. No, you're not, player. You must be cursed, or the dragon will try to eat you. All right, we're going to clear those answers out, and then this one should be getting triggered by... See, we had intro A1, so this is intro A2. Actually, it's not even really the intro. We're going to say curse that answer 1 and no, not cursed. We're not on the curse stage yet. We're going to say ready. Ready A1 and ready A2 as our two answers. Oh, I put it in the wrong thing. That was smart. Ready A1 and ready A2. So now we've got the two potential answers here. Ready A1 is going to be the name of this one. And we're going to duplicate this out, and this is going to be our ready answer 2. And he's going to say, that's right, player. You must be cursed or the dragon will eat you. And our response to A1 here of no, you're not, player, is going to be, okay. How do I get cursed. And this is where we're going to tie these two threads back together. And the answer A2 is going to be, that's right, player, you must be cursed. I don't really want to be cursed. And at this point, Wizzy's just going to be like, I don't care. And he's just going to like combine he's just going to give the same response either way.
He's just like, you go away.
Yeah. All right. So message required intro A1. That's, we want ready A1, or sorry, ready A2 for that one. And the trigger for this one is going to be ready A1. So we've got our intro tile that branches into ready 1 and ready 2. And we've got intro B1 that's going to branch out, I think, into ready B1. No, ready A. Oh, that's right. We got A. This is why it's important to organize this before instead of on the fly. I have none of this written out. Right. We got intro. This is path A. A1, A2. Oh, I guess this is B. B1 technically. So I would do like the way I'm trying to do it is the branching paths are the letters. So branch A, B, or C. And then the numbers are if I have multiple askers in that thread. So right now we're actually doing B1 for this. A1, B1. We could even call this C1 if we want to keep the B's all in a row. It really is just like whatever, like I said earlier, whatever makes sense for you as you're doing it. Intros capitalized there. And we're going to edit the logic. And so this is going to ready dot C1. And this is activating with ready C1. And then we'll keep our B's in a row. We're going to duplicate out this one, and this is ready B1 over here for our B path. And we're going to say, let's see here, what brought us to this answer? Well, that's very rude, player. I already knew it. Are you ready to face the red dragon? What? And then he's just going to say, that's right, player. Actually, we could bring all of this back. We don't even need to make a separate asker for this because we can just activate the that's right player. Either one. So these are actually going to... I'm changing my answers here. I'm going back to B1. So organized.
Quite impressive.
Well, I'm finding the more optimized path as I'm doing it. Ready B1 activates, and this question sends out the message ready B1. Okay. So we don't even need a C path here because the B path does both. All right, so we can do, my name is Kamisazi. Hello, Kamisazi, are you ready to face the red dragon? Yes, let's go. No, you're not. You must be cursed. Kier said. He must be cursed. This is the other important reason to write it all out beforehand, because if you do it in like Word or Google Docs or something, there will be a spell check. There's no spell check in the Game Maker. Or the dragon will try to eat you. Okay, how do I get cursed? And then we didn't make it so that way we could only do this once. We left the option open to do this multiple times, so we can actually test each line here. Hello, what's your name? Kamisazi. Ready to face the red dragon? No, I'm not. And that didn't go to anything, so we need to fix that. And hello, what's your name? I don't want to tell you. Well, that's very rude, Kamisazi. I already told you. I already knew. Are you ready to face the red dragon? What? That's right, Kamisazi. You must be curious, or the dragon will try to eat you. I don't really want to be. Okay. All right. So we got some typos to fix here. Right. No, I'm not. Was that the one that didn't? Yeah, send it to C. So I need to fix that. Ready, B1. Okay. Right. Cursed. How do I get cursed? Oh, is that question too long? It cut off. How do I get cursed? Maybe it didn't get cut off. Oh, I don't really want to be cursed. Oh, it was the B path. That's why. I don't really want to be cursed. Yeah, no, I just I forgot to type the D key. All right, now all these should be working fine. So path A, we say, what's your name? My name is Kamisazi. Hello, Kamisazi. Are you ready to face the red dragon? Yes, let's go. No, you're not. There should be a comma there. Kamisazi. You must be cursed, or the dragon will try to eat you. Okay, how do I get cursed? And then we're going to... This is where it all ties back in together. And then, hello, what's your name? I don't want to tell you. That's very rude, Kamisazi. I already knew. Are you ready to face the red dragon? What? That's right. You must be... I thought I fixed that. I could have sworn I fixed that.
Hey, you want to drop that new form soon?
Yeah, let's go ahead and drop a form in the chat. We're going to give away Wizzy the Purple's enhanced hat.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, I misspelled it in both because I copied and pasted the logic. It was misspelled on both threads. And we're going to add that missing comma. All right, now our logic should be all set. So, hello, what's your name? You say your name. Hello, are you ready to face the red dragon? Yes, let's go. No, you're not. You must be cursed. The dragon will eat you. This is not Pulitzer writing here, but we're gonna roll with it.
I'm dropping that form right now.
I actually liked it when the form was dropped silently. There are people who like listen instead of watch, right? So I don't feel like it's really fair to people who just want to hear what's going on while they're maybe working on something. So I think it's better when we say it out loud, just for the sake of people who are engaged but maybe are not like looking at the chat. Because that's the thing too, like you could be watching what I'm doing on the screen and just not paying attention to the chat box. So I feel like that's while you may get some people who don't enter because of that, you get people who don't enter because of that, for when it's not fair to them. So right, I don't really want to become cursed, and he doesn't care. And then I don't want to tell you what. Okay, how do I get cursed? All right, so now we're going to connect these logics together. They're all going to end up to this same path here, and this is going to be curse A1. And let's see, how do we become cursed? What is the curse again? You must be cursed around it, or you may end up as its meal. So I think what we can do is put an object around us. It was so much easier when the avatar was a behavior and we could add components and spawners and like attach them to the player. I think we're gonna spawn this thing, and that will be our curse. Um, we're going to put an asset spawner here. And it's going to be a asset spawner. We're going to spawn something with a lot of power.
My avatar.
Or we could spawn something with a lot of defense. And make it, if we're holding the object, I don't know if the enemy will actually be able to attack us. I don't know. We're going to see if it works. Either way, we're going to be able to run through the story. We're not worried too much about the game play making sense. This is all about doing that series. It's about the visual novel aspect here. So we're going to do something with a lot of defense gems, and how those aura and defense. 9 defense, not quite enough. 48, that sounds good. It's a little small though. Let's make. We're gonna combine them into a preset. Oh, they're underground. There we go. So we're going to take these two things and we're going to attach them to each other. And we're going to see what the offset is like if we hold them. I still have the chat hidden on the screen.
I thought you kind of needed to for doing what you're doing, so people could see it.
True. The hat giveaways right now are for Wizzy the Purple's enhanced hat. We already gave out as many of the green hats as we're gonna do for now. Right.
That's I think that pool is a little dry at the moment.
Does Aura use an equipment spot on the player's avatar? Or is it just around you when equipped? Yeah, they use the head slot for all the Aura equipment except for some of them. Actually, you can test equipment now. You didn't used to be able to do this. But if you go to the Sandbox website and you go to the market and you find Aura, or it might be under Trance, I think, on the marketplace, but we're gonna view all the collections. It's not under Aura, so I think it's under Trance. Here we go. Hello, G-Force. Go away. I didn't ask for you. So we are working on a thing to have like some sort of icon display and let people know which equipment slots are going to be used. If you look at the actual description for them,
some of them say,
yeah, like... some of them say, some of them don't. This one, I think, based on the shape of it, is maybe going on the arm. This one's interesting. I want to try this one out.
It says power, and then it says arms.
So, oh yeah, right. I wasn't looking at the title.
Well, it doesn't say which arm it goes on though. So is it your sword hand or your shield hand?
Well, if it's arms, it would actually go on your arms as gloves.
Oh, as gloves. Gotcha.
Maybe. But what we can do now is we can hit the heart. It adds it to our wish list. And if I save, and go back to
Game Maker.
main menu. And I'm going to change into I'm going to slip into something more comfortable.
You were the dragon.
Me.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to be a CyberCon because you won't be able to see the equipment because I'm too big.
I pick it up, stone down.
Ooh, what? It's bugging out. Somebody updated something incorrectly.
But he can still dance like all get out.
It stopped. Whatever it was doing went away. I don't know what happened there. I'm just putting on my usual outfit here.
Yeah. Like you said, getting comfy.
Yeah. All right. So now you'll be able to see equipment when I load it up. All right. So I hit play. It should. I think I have to restart the game maker for that to work. But I can set a custom avatar here. We'll do. There we go. That's better. So I should have that aura thing in my inventory. I might need to restart the game maker for that to work.
One of the things that I've noticed is groups like Aura have started adding, like we saw, to the actual main title, a descriptor of where it goes, but also in the description. Like if you go to the Aura Boost Legendary Power Runes item, it says in the description on the user's left hand.
Okay.
So it tells you which hand it'll go into. So read the title all the way through, read the description all the way through, or like Alex is saying, click on that heart and add it to your game maker. The item you're looking for is Aura Skin. Oh, never mind.
It wasn't in there. I think I have to restart the whole thing.
That makes sense.
How much disk space do you need to play the game? Well, the installer itself is only about 1 gig, but then I think it expands to about 3 or 4 gigs once all the assets download to play the alpha. But then you're going to have a separate install for the game maker, and that's going to be based on as many assets as you put in it. There's, I think, now hundreds of thousands of assets on the dashboard, so it's a lot, but it only downloads the ones that you need for the experiences you're playing. I'm not sure if there's a limit. We should probably have something that defines that. Say, like, only caches up to so many assets, because right now I think it's unlimited. It'll just keep getting bigger and bigger. All right, let's see if that item ended up in here.
Saved Minds Think Alike over on Twitch says it would be nice to have a function to save an avatar design or possibly like certain parts. And I have to say I agree with that one, because every time I swap out to my my POC avatars or my doggy or whatever, and then I go back to my regular one, I have to redesign it. That's a good point.
What was the... Did we add it? I thought we added it. I have some aura things that I don't remember having before.
They will drop things into your inbox every once in a while just because they're awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's 2 different items that they just randomly dropped into my inbox or into my wallet. Like the fiery glasses. I love running around in the game with those. They just look so cool.
Okay, so I did hit the oh, did it not save? Is it in my wish list? Okay, now it looks like it's saved. Because I'm not seeing it in here now.
Halfdork says recently inventory updates have not been instant, even after restarting the game maker. So you might not have it in there.
Okay. Well, so they're not instant, but it does happen eventually after you've added an item with the little heart button to add it to your wish list. It'll show up. It won't show up in the game client for you to use the equipment, so you can't like get all the highest legendary stuff and blast through the alpha season, but it will show up in the game maker for you to try it out. It's not showing up in my inventory at all right now, but it could be tested out eventually. I'm not sure if it shows up in this in-game inventory or if you have to add it to the game. I haven't tested that. Actually, no. If I'm getting these items, the artifact shoes, granted they've been in my inventory since before the current wishlist system, but where'd they go? Down here, these ones. They should show up in here with the way, because I have them right now, because they're on my wish list. All right, so back to the task at hand. So we've got the aura item here. We're going to add a pickable component, and the grab offset. We'll see where it puts it on us. See if the dragon can still attack us. We don't actually have to make it work. We're just gonna pretend that this curse works when we pick it up.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're gonna be here for a while setting up a whole system for this thing to like repel the dragon away from us. Which we could do. It's just it's not the point of this tutorial. So we're not even gonna spawn this thing. It just exists in this space. And Wizzy's gonna explain that to us. So no matter what option we pick here, it goes on to the next one, which is curse A1. So we need to make that message curse.a1, and both of these askers will send that same message, and this will be activated by that one. Curse A1. All right, so Wizzy the Blue is gonna say, you must touch the red aura and carry it with you to pass the dragon safely. Yasinowski over there roasting me for my typos.
Form closed.
See what you did? All right, and we're going to activate a quest. So we're going to say message sent on this is going to be quest A1. And we're going to set up a rule here. Quest, add quest. Get past the dragon. Quest description. It's going to be interact with the red aura and run past the cursed, or not cursed, the Giga Chad. What? Shush. The Giga Chad dragon. All right. Auto unlock and auto launch. So the difference between unlock and launch is, it's difficult to explain the difference. Somebody probably has a better answer for this than me, but it's kind of like having two keys to a door. So the fact that they're named differently is kind of okay. So the launch is the doorknob, while unlock is the key. So you can, if a quest isn't unlocked, you can't launch the quest. And if you unlock a quest, it won't necessarily launch immediately. Right? So you can unlock the door, but you need to actually turn the doorknob to launch the quest. So you may have a prerequisite quest, but you want to have a character talk to a player talk to a specific character to launch the quest. So you might talk to the old man, but he won't give you the quest because you haven't unlocked it yet. But then once it's unlocked, you don't want to get the quest immediately because you still have to talk to the old man to have him launch the quest for you. That's the difference between those. I think that was actually a pretty good explanation, and if somebody says there's a better one, I'm going to argue. Thank you, Halfdork. Halfdork said it's a good explanation.
I thought it was wonderful. I don't have a whole lot of frame of reference, so don't listen to me.
All right, so we don't need to unlock the quest. We're just going to launch the quest. Requires message. Quest A1. Quest type is going to be wait for message. And message to receive is going to be prox A1. And that's going to be a proximity trigger. Quest completion. It's going to autocomplete. And can we do a victory from this? I don't
Absolutely.
End game. Here we go. We can end game. I think ending game in this way means that it's victory. It's a little vague with that wording. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then we're going to put a tile down at the other end here. And that's going to give our speaker component the ability to win the game. We're going to actually move this out a bit. And it's not going to say anything. It's going to detect entity. It's going to detect the avatar. And it's going to send the message prox A1. All right, so that should complete the quest. And we need to make sure that the quest is activated by this. Double check. Quest A1. All right, so we should have our branching paths going to our quests. So we talk to Wizzy. You must be cursed or the dragon will try to eat you. Okay, how do I get what? Oh, we messed it all up. Let's double check things here. Let's see. We've got our intro, sending out the intro message. or sending out the ready messages, which activates our second row here. Ready should be sending out the curse message. Okay. Curse A1. If he says we're not ready. Oh, we never typed an answer there.
I mean,
that's
will
why. No, I mean, I put stuff in the wrong slots. So
gotcha.
I put Wizzy's response as the answer instead of the question.
Been there.
All right. Okay, how do I get cursed? And that should be sending out the curse A1. Good. And then this should be sending out curse A1 also. Curse A1, I don't really want to be cursed. And then he just gives the response. And he's going to give us a directive to go now. Call to action. And we're just going to say, okay. And that is the quest A1 message. So let's double check the rules and make sure that we selected. Oh, we had ready A1 as. I don't remember selecting that. Oh, it's because it's right underneath quest A1. I just probably clicked on the wrong thing.
Every time you say ready A1, I think ready player one. You keep getting my hopes up and then just dashing them on the rocks.
Sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
So now we should have multiple paths to bring us to getting that quest. Oh, you know what? One thing. Let's not make the quest activate by the player. Let's make it activate by the aura.
Oh.
So we're going to add an aura tag to it. Because that's the mission, right? So if we just run up there, then we didn't do the mission.
How do they know? There has to be a trigger.
Target tag is aura. Okay. Now, if I go through all this, let's go. Okay, how do I get cursed? Okay. If I just run through. Nothing happens. And now I've picked up the... What? What?
What happened? Oh.
I think I'm intersecting with the object that I'm holding.
Can you... What? Huh?
I made a glider accidentally. It's the object... I'm holding the object and it's too big, so my body is intersecting with the collision of it. So if we just, it was kind of awesome, but it also made it difficult to complete the quest because I just went flying. If we turn off collisions, it should be fine.
I'm fairly certain if Joe was here right now, he would be screaming, "Hacker!"
Somebody did in the chat. All right, and then we bring this over here, but it is not completing the quest because the quest is not active yet.
Alex going around breaking things like he normally does.
Well, this was intentional. This is the intended reaction. So normally we would spawn this aura or only make it available to the player once the quest is started, right? But we're not doing that part because we've already been here for a while. So. That dragon, let's go. How do I get cursed? Okay, go down. So now we should be able to beat the quest. And that dragon's eaten everything except that one deer, which is we made it just in time. All right. So that's the like on the fly way, which is what I said not to do. Plan your story out ahead of time. It makes it a lot easier when you have to fill in all those variables and like what your messages are going to be, because you'll already have a plan. You're not just thinking it up as you go along and then mixing it up along the way. Makes it a lot easier to plan and a lot easier to find when there's mistakes. But that's it. That's how you make a story game. That's how you make a visual novel. Obviously we had a little action, carrying that thing across the path. You got to win the game somehow. You could do a whole story with none of this stuff going on. If the ad lib that we had set up for this did not oh, we should have had Wizzy say something about the beautiful Jacked Giga Chad chest. We gotta, like, we know that because we saw the Mad Lib, but to any players, they're gonna have no idea about the hilarious. So you would want Wizzy to be a narrator through the game, probably. And different things that you would do would trigger these askers to pop up with more information. And more branching paths. But that's what you can do when you take the time to plan your game out ahead of time and do all that writing. You can plan for those story beats and how players are going to encounter them. So this was on the fly. I literally Thursday was like, hey, we should show how to make these sort of these branching triggered asker behaviors like the missing parts thing. And then literally less than an hour before the stream, I was like, we can do a Mad Lib. So this was not planned well in advance. It was planned just in time. What else are we? Somebody asked about putting the exclamation point over his head. So yeah, we could do that if we do an indicator.
Also had that winner when you're ready for it.
Yeah, let's say who the winner is.
Congratulations goes out to Junkie Monkey over on YouTube. You have won Wizzy's purple hat. Wear it with pride.
It's a great name, Junkie Monkey.
Junkie Monkey? I thought so. Yeah.
That's my favorite Ben and Jerry's ice cream's Chubby Hubby.
Anything that rhymes is better.
It's better, but it's also got peanut butter filled chocolate covered pretzels in the ice cream. So that's why it's the best.
Are you familiar with DC Comics at all?
A bit, maybe more than average.
You know the demon Etrigan? I think that's his name.
Nope.
Everything he says is in like a Shakespearean rhyme, and I always enjoy it whenever he's on either screen or page. He's a ton of fun.
Okay. When has he been on screen?
Cartoons.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I've not watched too many of the cartoons. All right. So what were we doing? Oh, exclamation points. So we have an indicator above Wizzy. So he's going to display interaction to talk. Linked quest ID is going to be get past the dragon, and he's the quest giver for get past the dragon. All right, so that should work. Then we're going to add an indicator here. Linked quest ID, get past the dragon. Display interaction to touch. And it's going to be the objective. And I think we said carry, interact. We're going to say touch the red aura. And then we're going to make this over here the receiver. Add component, indicator. We're not going to display an interaction because there is no interaction with it. Linked quest ID is get past the dragon. Quest cursor, receiver, for get past the dragon. And I think that's it. We're going to increase the distance limit for this one. All right. Can we see that over there? Oh, because we don't want all the little tags hanging over it. So we're going to get rid of some of those from the indicator component. We're going to remove the display name. We're going to remove the display arrow. And we're going to do that for these other two. Oop, wrong one. no display name, and no display arrow, and no display name, and no display arrow. And we can turn off the display distance for these. Because we don't need a little thing telling us how far away it is. But we can leave it on for the main quest. All right. So now we can do that. To talk. To touch. We got a yellow exclamation point over Wizzy's head. And there's no display distance on this thing. Probably because it's not active yet. I think once the quest is active, it will display the distance for it. Z419, we already have your information because you competed in the giveaway. So we can just take your info from that form, and we're gonna send the purple hat to that info.
So you really don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you're all you won. You're all set. Those are gonna get sent out probably tomorrow. I might do them right now after the stream. All right, so now we're gonna activate the quest. Hello, what's your name? Lucas, you're going to pick.
Colin.
No, I mean, whether we say the name or not.
Oh, say the name of what? Of the person?
Well, Wizzy the Blue asks, hello, what's your name? Which answer do you pick?
My name is Kamisaze.
Okay.
I mean,
hello, Kamisaze. Are you ready to face the red dragon? Yes or no?
Yes, I guess so. Go for it.
Yes, let's go. No, you're not, Kamisaze. You must be cursed, or the dragon will try to eat you.
Why did he ask if he knew the answer?
He's done that. He's done that twice already. It's because he's a wizard.
Exhausting.
Are you feeling a bit hobbitish right now?
Yes.
You're like,
Always.
I don't want to go on a quest. I want second breakfast.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm thinking about right now. Second breakfast.
I found out recently that my kids have been getting second breakfast from school because the school that they go to has a free breakfast program. You don't sign up for anything. They just have breakfast at the school when you get there. And we've been feeding them breakfast at home. And then they go to school and they eat breakfast again. And I didn't know this for a long time. And then they're because one of the girls like wasn't that hungry. She's like, oh, it's okay, I'll get something at school. And I'm like, what do you mean you get something at school? It's like, they have breakfast for us at school. They've got like sandwiches and cereal and yogurt and stuff. And I'm like, well, why have I been doing all this work? I mean, it's usually my wife who gets them ready for bed because I'm not a morning person, but ready for school because I'm not a morning person. But just like, what? This was a particular morning where I was the one getting them ready for school. And they're like, it's okay, I don't need breakfast. I'll get breakfast later. It's like, you've been getting breakfast twice every day for weeks.
You have to respect the little hobbitses.
Yeah, little hobbits with their little fuzzy feet, and, you know. All right. Okay, how do I get cursed? You must touch the red aura and carry it with you past the dragon. Pass? Oh, to pass the dragon safely. I wrote it right. I read it wrong.
It happens.
And carry it with you to pass the dragon safely. Go now. Okay. And now we get the little objective marker over that. Do we get the distance marker on the... We might not get the distance marker because we turned off the indicator thing for it over there. So, and then, ta-da, we win. Let's see if turning on the arrow will give us the distance again.
Also, the name of the red dragon, his name is Colin. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Want to clarify who I thought Colin was.
I mean, we can add an indicator to that. Select the dragon. Baby dragon. Add component. Indicator.
Colin, a proper name for an evil dragon.
Display name is going to be
Colin.
Evilest Red Dragon. Jacked Giga Chad. Oh, beautiful Jacked Giga Chad. Colin. Oh no, I misspelled evilist. Yeah, my spelling today.
How evil you are.
And we do need to display over, but we don't have to display it too far because it kept on, every time it went behind the wolf, it was flickering the thing. So we display over, but we reduce the distance down to like 10. Evilest Red Dragon, beautiful Jacked Giga Chad, Colin.
Colin.
Can increase that distance a little bit. All right. So what was we were testing to see if we got the distance to display. So fly through this conversation and no number. Maybe it needs the name to display the number. So we're gonna say indicator go. And we're going to get rid of the display arrow. Maybe that will display the distance? No? Why don't I get the distance display? Huh. What are we missing here? Maybe it only displays the interaction.
I've got about 5 minutes and then I've got a jet.
Okay, we're just about done here. I'm just trying to get this. Try to get this distance to display here. Maybe with the display interaction. Custom text, we'll remove that. Quest cursors. Maybe the distance thing's not working. It just seems like distance doesn't work right now. I don't know. All right. Well, we did what we set out to accomplish. We made a very very short story. But now you know. Though. But now you know how to do it. It's a simple asker. You say what they want to say, and then it triggers the next asker, and you do that. Some things to look out for is like we can repeat this conversation. We can just keep on having it over and over again. That's a little weird. So typically you would replace Wizzy here with a different asker. Or his question would trigger a different thing. So instead of having Wizzy be the asker, Wizzy would send a message that asks the question that would trigger this whole conversation tree. And once you've started the quest, that would maybe delete the first section of the questions and then have another asker that's actually further away with the same message variable. So the interact that we do here, have it send a message start, and it would activate these ones. And then if you have another one further out that also activates with start, Because the start over here has been deleted, the message will reach out to here, because messages in the Game Maker act like ripples going out, and whatever the first thing they hit is the one that receives the message. You can have a message that makes multiple things activate, but with an asker behavior, only the first one. You can only have one asker active at a time. And if something happens that would activate another asker while you have an asker open, it doesn't work. So you can use the distance from your message broadcasters to trigger askers in a series. That's one thing that you can do. So pay attention to like the loops. You can also have the interact only once or ask only once. So we can say ask only once if we edit the logic, only once. So we talk to Wizzy. He goes through the whole conversation, quest activates, and now we can't talk to him anymore. That's another thing you can do. There's a bunch of different nuances to how you can do these things, but that's the basics of it.
That was pretty awesome.
Thank you everybody else for watching. Thank you, Lucas, for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Panda says this is perfect, to be honest, as I had an issue with my flow on a conversation section. There you go. Glad to help. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening. Especially you, Panda. And
good night, everybody.
We'll see you next time.